Hey guys, it is day 23. I am so excited. We are getting so close to the end of our challenges, and honestly, I'm shocked that the time went by this fast. But today I wanted to just kind of throw in a fun video to kind of recap my story that I did for day one. And I wanted to talk about the 2 times that I was actually pain-free. And the main one I want to talk about is where I was pain-free for months. Now, on my Instagram post, I did state that just because I was pain-free does not mean I didn't have any of the other symptoms. But I was able to get off of pain medication and literally have minimal to no pain for 3 entire months. So I'm going to tell you guys how I did that, because I'm actually striving to get back there. So the very first time that I was pain-free was actually during warm water or hot water therapy. It's called different things depending on where you go. And mind you, it may have only been for about 90 minutes, but 90 minutes pain-free, especially when you've been in pain for a long time, oh my God, I'd pay for that again any day. But the warm water helped loosen up the muscles. I remember literally first getting in that pool and crying, and my physical therapist, who happened to be a friend of the family at the time, literally looked at me. She's like, "Why are you crying?" And I'm like, "Well, I can't remember a time that I've never had pain, so this is kind of new to me." And she laughed and kind of cried with me, since she's known me since I was a baby. But it was an incredible experience. So I literally wasn't sure I'd ever be pain-free again until a few months later. The second time I was pain-free was actually for about 3 or 4 months. I didn't even really realize that I was pain-free until someone had asked me how my fibromyalgia was doing and how I was feeling after going through the diagnostics. And I was like, wait, I'm actually not experiencing body pain, and I didn't even freaking realize it. I was shocked. I had been so used to the body pain that my mind literally just tuned it out, and I didn't realize that I was actually experiencing no pain at all. During that time, I did experience a lot of exhaustion, but I want to tell you guys about those 3 months. So luckily, I was literally tracking everything I was doing at that time, or I probably wouldn't have remembered what I was doing. But at that time, I actually was starting in powerlifting and really starting to get my health under control. I had lost over 100 pounds at that point, so I was getting my body back into shape, and I was feeling really great. I was eating great. So to break it down, because I definitely want to give you guys some ideas to incorporate into your everyday life, I was working out 6 days a week. Now that didn't happen overnight. That took about 1.5 years to get to that point. But I was working out 6 days a week. I was doing cardio every day. Even on my off day, I'd go for a walk. I was eating all organic food. Nothing that was organic, nothing that wasn't organic was going into my body. I had become very strict about how I was eating with that organic food. So I was making sure that I was only eating ground turkey and chicken. I was eating tons of vegetables. I was eating rice, brown and white. I kind of alternated just to give myself some variety. I was eating a lot of eggs. I was eating about 5 to 6 meals a day. I was drinking protein shakes that were vegan. That way there was no dairy, no nothing in them. And I was taking a lot of vitamins. So there is a video where I had talked about different vitamins that you can take, and I was taking a lot of those vitamins at that time. So I was taking fish oil, CLA, I was taking hair, skin, and nails. At that time, I had just gotten off tramadol for the pain, and I was starting to see a huge difference just by even taking the vitamins. I also stuck myself to a routine. So I got very lucky at that time. I had a very set schedule for everything, including class. So I was working full time while going to class and going to the gym every day as well. So I would get up at about 4:30 or 5 in the morning. I would leave at 6 a.m. for work. I would go to work, do my 3-hour shift, because I was a special needs aide for school on a school bus. I would go to the gym immediately after, whether it was lifting, cardio, a workout class that I would help with, or doing the water aerobics. Sometimes it was physical therapy during that break as well. Then I would go back to work, eat my lunch at about 12 o'clock, and I would take a quick power nap until we left at about 1:30, quarter to 2. and we would go pick up the kids, and then I would be done for the day. In the evenings, I would go to class, and if I didn't finish everything that I needed to get done for my workouts, or I couldn't get physical therapy scheduled at that time, I would go after class or after work, depending on the day. But it was a very set schedule, and I noticed with just over the course of the years experiencing all the symptoms and getting diagnosed that when I had a pretty set schedule, my fibromyalgia cooperated. Now, yes, I would still have flare-ups every now and then, but at the most, it would only last a day. I wasn't experiencing the body pain though, so my flare-ups at that point in life literally were extreme exhaustion and I needed naps all the time. But I wasn't experiencing the pain aspect of it. It was crazy to think about, and it still is crazy to think about, that just taking care of our health, taking care of our mind, because I was going to therapy as well to help cope with going through the diagnostic process, to help with my anxiety and depression during that time, and also especially after I was diagnosed, I also went to. But it's crazy to think that when we really take care of ourselves, and it's so hard. It's hard for anybody to literally make sure that they are on set schedules, especially when there's kids involved. But it's crazy to think that when we have a set schedule, when we prioritize our health and we prioritize ourselves and our families, that our bodies are going to actually work with us. And it may not seem like it at first. Like I had said, I had been going through fibromyalgia since I was 12 or 13. I just didn't get diagnosed till I was 20. And I used to have people tell me, because I was literally the youngest person in the fibromyalgia group I was in, for in-person check-ins and just round tables. Everybody else was in their 30s, 40s, 50s plus. So I was just sitting there at 20 years old and I was super young. And they would ask me, like, I don't get how you're not experiencing pain right now. And I would always respond, I don't know either. Like, I'm not used to this. This is new. And I had even asked my doctor, can fibromyalgia go away? And she's like, well, no. She's like, you just might not be experiencing the pain aspect right now. So they continued to tell me to keep doing what I was doing. And I was talking to a friend of mine about this not that long ago too. Just telling them how I wanted to approach this day in this vlog. And they even said too, this can apply to anybody. It doesn't have to be a fibro patient. When you prioritize your health, your mental health, you make sure that you're putting everything that's healthy into your body. And of course, you're allowed to have days where you eat unhealthy. We all have those days, and we all should have them. Why not? Reward yourself for progress. Eat something you're really craving. Make yourself happy. Do something little for yourself. But they were saying, like, how crazy it is that when you prioritize all of that, that your body will work with you. And I didn't believe it until I really had thought about it. And I told him what I was going to say in this vlog, and he's like, see, you just proved your own point and proved my point. We don't realize that even when fibromyalgia is caused by traumatic experiences to the body, whether it's physically or psychologically, that we can still retrain our brain to at least try to fight it. So by staying positive, by not letting anyone knock us down off that positive pedestal, as I like to call it. I was a very positive person back then, so positive. And on the inside, I felt like I was a nervous wreck. But I also knew how to calm myself down at those times using those positive mantras, making sure I was getting some self-care, prioritizing my mental health and my physical health. And it made such a huge difference. And I mean, being pain-free for a few months, that's insane. So if you take away anything from this video, anything at all, it's to make sure that you are prioritizing yourself. You can't be good for anyone if you're not taking care of yourself. It's like the saying that I actually learned in one of my honors English classes. If you're shot and the person next to you shot, who are you going to take care of first? And I said the person next to me, and they're like, no, how are you going to take care of him? You're shot. Okay, so it really made me think for a few seconds. If you're hurt, how can you help other people if you're not going to help yourself? You can't let yourself die first Because if you've got other people relying on you, then you have to be the best self you can be. So prioritize your health, prioritize your mental health, and prioritize yourself. Make sure you're putting healthy food in your body. Drink tons of water. I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. I'm starting to get pink though from the sunburn still. It's great. But make sure you're drinking water. Make sure you're taking vitamins. Make sure you're talking to your doctors, finding out different ways and alternative methods to try to make yourself feel better. Get second opinions. There's nothing wrong with them. But you never realize that there is that possibility of being pain-free until you believe in it and you believe in yourself. Anyone can be pain-free, even if it's just for that 90 minutes. Even if it's just for 90 minutes. Getting in that hot water therapy or sitting in a hot tub. Even that 90 minutes being pain-free can be a huge relief. So tomorrow's day 24. We're going to be talking about why sleep is a rarity. I still can't believe how close we are to being done with this challenge. But I have been doing a ton of research, talking to a lot of people, including other Fibronites. And I have come to a few conclusions, actually. I shouldn't say one, there's a couple, as to why we have so much trouble sleeping, why insomnia seems to be in effect, and then I'm going to give you a few helpful things that I've mentioned in past videos that could possibly help you sleep. You never know until you try something new. So I hope you guys have a great day. Hope you had a great weekend and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.